Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac! What?
I'm so sick of her. Yes. Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because... while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Imagine if you accidentally poured gasoline. Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning. Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9. But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right? So there's no way Makoto could have done it! I guess you had an alibi after all! Good for you!
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is...
What?
Is Kyoko.
Oh, I missed an alibi part.
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi, which would mean that Makuro's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone? That's...
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of the school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So you are saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. Except you. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time, stop wasting energy. You really think your little trick is gonna work? Shut up, you. You got it, boss. Shutting up now. Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to...
Huh? She did?
She thought Makuro was the ultimate despair.
Discord!
In other words, the master behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Makoto?
You said
But you made one catastrophic mistake. Makuro wasn't the mastermind after all. And as a result, we were forced to do another trial, something I'm sure you weren't expecting at all.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Bitch.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when you said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have...
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep from getting...
A certain something at the scene was used to cover the body? Could it have been...
Slowly but surely getting your health back up.
You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you have to do is cover the body with a tarp, and that take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean.
And I already know how that we can prove that wrong.
How?
Because the blood on the body was still wet.
This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so that you could cloud the issue of when the murder. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave. Sorry, Makoto.
Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp. It was used the way Kyoko said. The tarp must have touched the body, right? But the body has been discovered. Wait, something's not right.
And what might that be? What?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet. But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right? It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
I think that's the part you should have shot.
Yeah, I know. I remember. I'm still just trying to. I always try to just get through it first. All right. Body before the explosion.
You really are a sharpshooter, man. God damn.
I've gotten sick of those pig words. Actually,
I mean, considering that you shot a pole without the Hawkeye, you're pretty good.
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? The Akio said it himself, not to touch it or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it. Well, maybe the culprit washed it so nobody would know they used it.
They had, and they wouldn't have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a camouflage?
Huh? The blood was camouflage?
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinkler, they covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim? You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
So you're thinking what I'm thinking on this, right?
What are you thinking?
This time.
Chicken!
Killed the chicken and used chicken blood?
Yes.
No, I can't say that's what I was thinking.
That's what
Are
I
you
was
thinking
thinking.
it now?
I was thinking you could have just stabbed the body afterwards and their blood would have still come out because it's still a person's body.
No, after
when
a certain amount of time,
when a
it
person
doesn't.
dies, their blood stops flowing, and it coagulates.
Yeah, but how much is a certain amount of time?
We don't know, but I think chicken.
30 minutes.
Chicken.
I'm not entirely certain how long. I can look it up if you want me to.
No, you don't need to. Chicken is a possibility, but I am gonna say right now, they had better have a damn good reason for why they used a chicken instead of just going to the nurse's office and grabbing a blood pack.
Closer.
And would have been a lot messier.
I mean, you killed a person, you can kill a chicken.
Yeah, but then there would have been, like, feathers and stuff all over. If you're gonna clean up after the chicken at that point, why not just move the body somewhere else?
I'm not a murderer, I don't know.
That's what you want us to think.
It's true, that is what I want you to think. Because it's true.
E.
Huh, so it was 30 minutes. Anyways, the killer got the blood from right there, and
Got the blood from right there in the garden, right? Which must mean, yeah, I guess it was chickens then. I still don't know the reason for it! Could it have been chicken blood? What? Chicken blood? When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens! But after the murder, there were only 4. So you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up! Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful! They should have at least eaten it!
I wonder if the killer had to get blood from the body. Sorry, blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory. Also, I'm wrong.
Perhaps, but even
12
so,
hours.
there's one thing that still doesn't make sense.
What about 12 hours?
It was actually 10 to 12 hours.
For blood to coagulate?
Yeah, completely.
That would have been plenty of time! Especially considering we already determined that the time window for it, based on the theory here, is between 10 and 7:30, which is easily less than that.
You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water, and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. That's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that is certainly strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally?
I think so. Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then later, at the same time the killer was gathering, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers at 7:30.
If that's what actually took place, it certainly becomes possible the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe, but still.
Hina. Sorry, I thought it was someone else. After you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that?
Oh no, I headed off to the gym and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then you have plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
Suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. Disguised dead body.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one.
I'm gonna check that.
Are we back to square one?
I'm gonna mute myself real quick if someone's calling me.
Okay. The murder took place before the sprinklers turned on. The suspect covered the body with a tarp to prevent it from being wet. Later, when they removed the tarp, the suspect placed the white jacket on the body. This jacket had previously been treated with blood to make it look like the corpse had been wearing it. Also, titanium arrows. There are some things here where I really wonder how it's going to come up. The titanium arrows, the duct tape. I guess the chicken coop chickens ended up coming up. The fragments near the dead body is probably just going to be to prove why it exploded. Wait, what was Kyoko's account again? A secret tool to sneak into the... Okay.
Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man. Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds. Oh. See? Pretty good idea, right? No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Oh, well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt? The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? Oh boy. According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it? I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before.
That's gonna fuck us.
Yeah. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered. More important. Hey, here, take the knife. Give it to
Makoto?
Is he back yet?
I do not think so.
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
You need to sound more thirsty.
Give
You
me
don't seem
dick.
surprised. That'll do. You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't have said that.
Yeah, but Toko would have, so.
God damn it.
Then why did you hide that fact?
It's not that I hid it, it's just... I couldn't be sure of what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her. Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed.
Why didn't he say that out loud?
The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it! 12,000% convinced! Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. Alright, let's read.
Fragments near dead
The
body?
knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
Really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that. If he did have that knife before, then... That seals it! Makoto did it! Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer? Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it. I had to tilt my head for that one.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto. Wasn't it a blow to the head?
No, it was Can I open the thing up? Because I'm pretty sure it doesn't say what the killing blow was. They were dead
Correct.
before the blast, had been stabbed, had been struck in the head.
Yeah.
And wounds. But, pointing, it doesn't specify what the cause of death was. But it does say that they were dead before the blast. Already established that the coat was put on the body after the tarp was removed, which means when the knife was thrust through the coat into the body. Oh, wait, what are my options again? Disguised dead. Disguised.
I think that's this guy's dead body.
Because I think what I'm trying to say is the knife was through when the coat was on, basically. So yeah. So okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good point.
No, that's wrong.
My line.
You didn't say it.
No, that's wrong.
Okay then.
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Makuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard. Lies! We never talked about what killed her. No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that bloodstained coat until after they were dead. Okay, fine, so what? So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her. Maybe you stabbed her twice, once to kill her and once to cover it up. The victim was stabbed twice in the same spot? Nah, there's no way that's possible. The exact condition of the body was written down for everyone to see.
What?
The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife. The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound. Oh yeah, it sure did! I totally forgot about that. And the knife was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. Toko going, whee!
Nah, the explosion yeeted her.
The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime. But then why not just put the dead body in the Monokuma flower?
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound, and then detonated the body afterwards.
Give me a second.
No.
The Monokuma flower isn't actually part of the evidence, so what I guess
Yeah, we said it had nothing to do with it.
that annoys me because I would want to point that out. Like, if they wanted to get rid of the body, why not just feed it to the Monokuma flower?
Yeah, they wanted them to see it, is the issue.
I guess to be fair, if this was like a regular murder for graduation, you need them to find the body in order to actually start the trial and thus graduate. So I guess that makes sense.
They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death and destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but is Kyoko a ghost? I mean, what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me. I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion.
What?
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto, tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
Why don't you do it? There's only one explanation I can think of for the explosion. After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion. Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before. That's only natural, because of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma.
By the way, why is Toko holding her?
Because Hiro was like, here, hold this.
His pelvis, though.
Because she's thirsty and desperate. Yeah, see what I mean when I say that's basically a Zelda bomb with a digital clock on it? It's part of a bomb. Oh, but the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible subject. You, Kyoko.
I
Suspect.
think you're saying subject.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim. That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine, I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. Won't change the facts of the case regardless.
We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate.
Orange juice concentrate. I'm thirsty.
Also, you notice how they have... Alright! You notice how they had... You notice how they didn't... Oh, let's get through this first.
Shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure, I guess. Well, yeah, she was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? There's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah, according to the Monokuma file... It's gotta be it! There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head!
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
The knife was a cover-up, and all those other wounds on her body weren't fresh, which only leaves... I don't need to use the Monokuma file on that one spot, right? That seems too easy.
I think that's it.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't think I need to copy? You don't think I need to copy something?
I don't honestly know. I actually haven't played this one or this part.
Victim's fatal injury.
Oh, maybe you need to copy that. Never mind. Sorry.
Knife. I'll try it here. Okay, didn't think so. Yes, I see. So what you're saying is, I have absolutely no idea. Worth it for that line.
Those are pretty interesting. So copy over cause of death, I guess? Or fatal injury?
Victim's fatal injury. Really? That's bullshit?
No.
I very clearly hit it?
Oh, jeez.
Swish.
Oh, nope.
What are you supposed to...
This is the same thing. This is the same problem that I get in Phoenix Wright games. I know what I want to say, but I don't know how the game expects me to say it.
Maybe you switch them around?
We don't have a whole lot of chances, so...
So we get the head blow and then hit the other thing with it. Cause of death with the back of the head.
There we go. God, it's annoying when it's like that. Like, you know what you want to say, but you don't know what two things the game expects you to present in order to say it, basically. Mikuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered. What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it? The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds. Oh, yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of the head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
I bet it was the pickaxe!
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it caved their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
That's dumb.
No way. The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing with any kind of power.
Why have you thought of this?
I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
That's the pervy face, but she said something sadistic, so I'll let it slide. No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
What? No.
Oh, Jesus. I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground, and spit on it.
Can't tell if this is getting pervy or not. I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time. Seriously?
What the hell?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
Shh, we already know. I know we could count on you, Edgeworth.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon.
Did we?
Did we?
A real murder weapon.
Is it the arrows because we haven't used them for anything?
Was it the chicken?
I think
No.
it was the chicken. Oh,
What would be the point of the duct tape, though?
maybe they wrap something. If they wrap something in duct tape, then hit them with it, then unwrapped it so it wouldn't be bloody. Oh. What if they duct taped all the arrows together and then hit them with it?
That
Maybe?
if they're titanium arrows, but they're still arrows, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I
arrows
don't
are
know.
decently light, but it was only a blow. It didn't cave him in. If it was an actual metal pipe, it would have caved it in.
I guess. Okay, which of these should I try? The duct tape?
Try
I
the
think the
titanium
arrows.
Try the arrow. Well, the duct tape has blood on it, so that's why I was thinking it.
I think the arrows.
Okay.
Yay, we got it.
Makuro was hit in the back of the head with something, and that's what killed her. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo. An arrow? That's what the culprit attacked Makuro with?
Indeed, there's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kinda weird.
Hey, how dare you backtalk Edgeworth? You have no right.
I'm not back-talking anything. I'm just saying what I think. I don't blame
Shut
Hannah
up,
for doubting
Boobs.
it. Yeah, there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret.
The tape, right?
Yeah, it was. They're all taped together. Possible? Okay, let's read first.
I'm glad I thought of this.
Titanium arrow is.
It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was a murder weapon.
Are you sure? You don't sound convinced. What's the problem? Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking best to Edgeworth. You have no right.
I was trying to get to the bloody duct tape. That's why they used. Do I want to use
There's
the
only
duct
one.
tape or the multiple arrows?
Duct tape.
Duct tape.
Okay.
Why was it shrinking, by the way?
That's what they did the first
They
time.
just do different things. Remember one time it was literally upside down? They just do funny things. You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon. Another weapon? Like she's doing the froppy chin touch. Inside the
I
dojo
didn't know
locker,
that was a thing, but
we
alright.
also found a balled up wad of duct tape.
I think she did it before Froppy, so, meh.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, good job.
The killer probably used this duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks.
Why did it take until now for you to become slightly intelligent?
One stick is weak, but put them together and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How
is it harsh? Were you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Bullshit. Oh no, you absolutely have.
How could you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course, don't we, Makoto?
Oh,
Don't we, Makoto? What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer? You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to. The death of us all, remember?
of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
I have evidence. Evidence that Kyoko went to the dojo. It must be connected to that dojo locker. There we go. on Kyoko's room. It looks like it's actually the key to one of the lockers in the dojo. Alright. The one thing that proves Kyoko is the dojo is right here. The key to the dojo locker.
How does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. This key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you were the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just, there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
What? She was protecting me. And does that mean she knew I was being attacked? And she came to my rescue. Could that be when... Which would mean that Kyoko... She killed someone for me?
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. The verdict is close at hand.
Wait. I'm warning you, don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
She wouldn't have been able to get into her room!
That is a damn good point. I should know.
What? Byakuya should know better than anyone? What does that mean? It just occurred to me when she pointed that out. Huh?
I have no idea what the solution to this case is.
Oh, I know what the hell happened, man. I'm not telling
And you shush. Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that but more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Edgeworth would never hide something from me.
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? Well, could I have really done that? Or could I really have done that?
Kyoko gave her room key to Byakuya, right? Which would mean... Okay,
So,
what does when the body
when the
was
body
found
was
actually
found.
say? 7 a.m. Makoto wakes the morning announcement around the dining hall. I think we need to copy something. I don't think this is used. I don't think this is what we use. Not the killer. Anyone else? There's proof. I think that's what I need, maybe.
Yeah, use that on the... I have...
On the proof. So basically the opposite of what I was doing.
Yeah.
There we go.
We lost another heart. I'm glad we did.
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room. Huh? Why not? Because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. But if I had the key to your room...
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly. So, am I wrong?
It would appear not.
And you're finally starting to understand.
No, that's not actually true. There was a clear contradiction in what Kyoko just told us. An obvious lie. Oh!
There was?
She said she had that Monokuma device that could open any lock.
Yep.
Oh, right.
But this just isn't like her. To try and save herself with such a desperate lie. Does she really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Is there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? Through the school say hidden forever. This is a trap. Mastermind's a trap. Mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko. But what if that's not really true? What can I do? I could go upside down. Whee!
Will it stop upside down or will it go all the way?
No, it'll go all the way around.
Like
All
last
the
time?
way.
And with it looking like this, it's like one of those rooms at a fun house where it's like the spinning tunnel. What should I do? What should I... Mastermind's trap. The victim was Makuro, and Kyoko killed her. What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie. I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust?
Wait, how does only he know if... Oh, because she told him while they were in the elevator.
What am I supposed to do? Mastermind's trap.
If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move. We know the danger, but if that risk means solving the we have no choice. Am I wrong? Wait, is that her catchphrase, am I wrong?
I guess. What do I do? I have to decide right here and now whether or not to expose Kyoko's lie.
Oh boy.